99% of tired moms will never get their energy back. And I used to be one of them, collapsing into bed every night, wondering why I felt like I was dying despite doing everything right. Now, after working with hundreds of exhausted women, I can tell you the brutal truth. Most moms are following the wrong map entirely. You've probably seen tired moms like this, and this, trying everything. Green smoothies, adrenal supplements, hormone replacement, and still waking up exhausted. It isn't because they're lazy or they're broken. It's because they've been lied to about what actually creates energy in the female body. And I'm about to show you the real reason why your 8 hours of sleep, clean eating, and extensive supplements aren't working. Plus, the exact terrain-based approach that actually restores energy from the cellular level up. Just like it did for me. I went from needing 3 naps a day to running a business with sustained energy, all while being a mom to 4 children. In the next few minutes, I'm going to break down the 5 critical mistakes that keep 99% of tired moms trapped in exhaustion so that you can finally escape the energy prison and feel like yourself again. Let me tell you about Maria. She was doing everything the wellness world told her to do. She meal prepped every Sunday. She took her B vitamins and adaptogens. She went to bed by 10 p.m. and even hired a babysitter so she could go to workout class twice a week. But every morning, she'd wake up feeling like she'd been hit by a truck. By 2 p.m., she was fantasizing about crawling under her desk for a nap. By evening, she was snapping at her kids over things that shouldn't even matter, then collapsing into bed feeling guilty and defeated. Maria thought she was failing. Her doctor ran some basic labs and said, "Everything looks normal," and suggested she try antidepressants. Her friends told her this was just mom life, and she needed to push through with more coffee. But Maria wasn't failing, and this isn't just mom life. Maria was stuck in a broken system that treats symptoms instead of addressing the root cause of why her body couldn't make energy anymore. The truth is, there are 5 critical mistakes that keep 99% of tired moms trapped in exhaustion. And once you understand them, you'll see why everything you've tried before hasn't worked. But the first mistake is the most dangerous because it's literally keeping your body in a state where healing is impossible. Your body can't heal when it's stuck in survival mode. And if you're a mom, chances are you've been living in chronic sympathetic dominance for years without even realizing it. Here's what I mean. From the moment you wake up, you're exhausted. You're in go mode. Check your phone, get the kids ready, rush to work, manage the household, multitask through lunch, handle the afternoon chaos, make dinner, do bedtime routines, clean up, maybe squeeze in some work, then collapse into bed, scrolling on your phone until you finally fall asleep. Your nervous system never gets a break. It's constantly in fight or flight mode, pumping out stress hormones, redirecting blood flow away from digestion and detoxification, and shutting down cellular repair processes. This is called the cell danger response. And when your body thinks it's under constant threat, it doesn't prioritize healing or energy production. It prioritizes survival. When you're in chronic sympathetic dominance, blood gets pulled away from your digestive organs so you can't properly break down and absorb good nutrients. Your liver can't effectively detoxify. Your hormones get dysregulated. Your brain gets foggy. And your mitochondria, those powerhouses of your cell, they start shutting down energy production. This is why you can sleep for 8 hours and still wake up exhausted. Your body never shifted into the parasympathetic state, where actual restoration and healing happens. But here's what's even more frustrating. Most tired moms think the solution is to fix their hormones. They get their labs done, start taking progesterone or thyroid medication, and they wonder why they still feel terrible. That's because they're making the second critical mistake. They're chasing hormones instead of healing the inner terrain. Here's what typically happens. You hit a wall with fatigue, with mood swings, with irregular periods, or weight gain. You go to your doctor, maybe even a functional medical practitioner, right? They run hormone panels. Maybe they check your thyroid, and then they prescribe bioidentical hormones, thyroid medication, or natural supplements like maca and ashwagandha. You might feel better for a few weeks, maybe even a few months, but then the symptoms come back, often worse than before. So then you increase the dose, you add more supplements, you try different protocols, and you end up on a hamster wheel of symptom management. Here's why this approach fails. Hormones are messengers, not root causes. They're like the smoke alarm in your house. If your smoke alarm keeps going off, you don't just remove the batteries, you look for the fire. Your hormones are responding to the state of your internal terrain. If your terrain is inflamed, toxic, depleted, and stagnant, your hormones will be dysregulated no matter what you take. Think about it this way. If your soil is contaminated, you can't grow healthy plants just by adding fertilizer, right? You have to clean up the soil first. The third mistake is actually making exhausted moms feel worse, and it's happening in wellness circles everywhere. Women are being told to detox, cleanse, and purge without understanding one very critical principle that determines whether detox heals you or harms you. They're detoxing without opening the body's drainage funnel, and it's backfiring spectacularly. I see this constantly. Women doing parasite cleanses, liver flushes, heavy metal detox protocols, and anti-candida diets only to end up feeling worse than when they started. They get more fatigued, they break out in rashes, they experience mood crashes, and develop new symptoms they never had before. They're told these are detox reactions and to just push through. But that's not detox. That's toxicity overload. Here's what's really happening. Detox is a downstream process. Your body has natural drainage pathways, including your bowels, liver bile ducts, your lymphatic systems, your kidneys, your glymphatic system. These pathways are to be open and flowing before you start mobilizing toxins. If you start pulling toxins out of storage without ensuring that those drainage pathways are clear, those toxins are just going to recirculate through your system and create more inflammation and cellular damage. Your body has an emergency hatch. It's going to dump them out that emergency hatch, which is the lungs and the skin. It's like trying to empty a bathtub with the drain plug. You can keep pulling the drain plug, but the water has nowhere to go. In my approach, we never jump straight to detox. First, we open the drainage funnel. We support daily bowel movements. We improve bile flow. We move lymph through gentle movement, dry brushing. We support the nervous system so the body feels safe to release. Only when the exits are open do we begin a gentle detox. And when we do it this way, women feel better throughout the process, not worse. But even if you get your nervous system regulated and your drainage pathways open, there's a fourth mistake that's literally starving your cells of the building blocks they need to make energy. And this one is especially heartbreaking because most tired moms think they're eating healthy. They're eating for trends, not for terrain, and it's wrecking their cellular energy production. Most exhausted moms I work with are eating what they think is a healthy diet. Green smoothies for breakfast, salads for lunch, plant-based dinners, minimal fat, lots of raw vegetables, and maybe some lean protein. They're following the latest wellness trends. Intermittent fasting, keto, paleo, vegan, jumping from one approach to another, wondering why they feel worse instead of better. But here's the problem. They're eating for Instagram, not for their biology. Your mitochondria, the energy factories in your cells, need specific nutrients to function properly. They need saturated fats to build healthy cell membranes. They need cholesterol to make hormones and bile. They need minerals like magnesium, potassium, and sodium to maintain electrical charge. They need B vitamins from animal sources to run the energy production cycle. But most tired moms are eating foods that actually drain energy. Raw vegetables that are hard to digest, plant-based proteins that lack complete amino acid profiles, seed oils that create inflammation, and not enough grounding, warming foods that stabilize blood sugar. They're also eating in patterns that stress their systems, starting with a carb-filled breakfast, drinking coffee loaded with sugar and dairy, eating large salads that lack any protein, and not getting enough calories to support their metabolic needs. Food isn't just fuel, it's information. Every bite you take is sending signals to your cells about what to make, whether to make energy or conserve it. If you're eating foods that fight your biology instead of supporting it, you'll stay depleted no matter how clean your diet looks. But there's one more mistake that might be the most heartbreaking of all, because it's keeping women trapped in cycles of confusion, overwhelm, and self-doubt. And it's something our culture has conditioned us to accept as normal. They're trying to heal alone, and isolation is exhausting. Picture this, it's 11 p.m., you finally got the kids to bed. Instead of resting, you're on your phone researching why you feel so terrible. You're reading conflicting information on Instagram. You're listening to a podcast that contradicts the other podcasts you listen to. You're ordering supplements based on random testimonials, and you're trying to piece together a protocol from fragments of information you found online. You're second-guessing every decision, wondering if you're doing it right, feeling overwhelmed by all the options, and beating yourself up when you can't stick to the latest protocol you found. This is the reality for most tired moms. They're trying to become their own doctor, nutritionist, and health coach while also being a mom, a partner, and possibly working outside the home. It's no wonder they're exhausted. Healing alone is not just ineffective, it's depleting. You're using precious energy trying to figure out what should be guided expertise. You're making decisions based on incomplete information. You're starting and stopping protocols because you don't have support and accountability. But here's what I've learned after working with hundreds of women. Healing happens in community. It happens when you have a clear roadmap, expert guidance, and support from other women who understand what you're going through. You don't have to figure this out alone. In fact, trying to heal in isolation is often what keeps women stuck for years. So here's the truth behind why 99% of tired moms will never get their energy back. It's not because they can't heal. It's not because they're broken or lazy or doing something wrong. It's because they've never been shown the right approach. Energy returns when you address the terrain, not just the symptoms. When you regulate nervous system first, open the drainage pathways, nourish the mitochondria properly, and heal within a supportive framework. Let me tell you, one of my clients, Jessica, who was taking 3 naps a day just to function, she had tried everything. She had done hormone replacement, adrenal supplements, elimination diets, expensive functional medicine doctors. Nothing was working long-term. When Jessica came to me, we didn't start with more supplements or restrictive diets. We started with nervous system regulation. We taught her body how to shift out of chronic fight or flight mode through specific breathing techniques, through light exposure, through mineral support. Then we gently opened her drainage pathways. We supported her digestion with warming, nourishing foods instead of raw salads that were hard for her to digest and break down. We improved her bile flow with castor oil packs and specific herbs. We moved her lymph with gentle movement and dry brushing. Only after her body felt safe and her drainage was flowing did we start to address those deeper layers of detoxification, of supporting her mitochondria, of balancing her minerals, and gently clearing those toxins that were disrupting her cellular energy production. Within 3 months, Jessica went from needing 3 naps a day to running her business with sustained energy. She stopped crashing in the afternoons. She had patience with her kids again. She felt like herself for the first time in years. But Jessica's transformation didn't happen because she found the perfect supplement or the perfect diet. It happened because she finally understood how to work with her body's natural healing intelligence instead of against it. And there's something specific about this approach that makes it work when everything else fails. This approach works because it addresses the root cause of why your body stopped making new energy in the first place. It's not about forcing your body to produce energy through stimulants and supplements. It's about removing the obstacles that are preventing your body from doing what it does naturally. Your body wants to heal. Your body was made to heal. Your mitochondria want to make energy. Your hormones want to be balanced. Your nervous system wants to feel safe. But these natural processes get disrupted when your terrain becomes compromised. Think of it like a garden. If your soil is depleted, contaminated, and compacted, your plants are going to struggle no matter how much fertilizer you dump on, right? But if you restore the soil, if you add organic matter, you improve the drainage, you balance the pH of the soil, the plants naturally thrive. Your body is the same way. When you restore the terrain by regulating the nervous system, by opening those drainage pathways, the mitochondria and the healing within that supportive framework, the energy comes. It becomes natural again. This is why women who follow this approach don't just get their energy back. They often feel better than they have in years. They're not just managing symptoms. They're actually healing at the cellular level. And here's the most beautiful part. Once you understand how to work with your body's natural healing intelligence, you become your own best healer. You don't need to depend on endless supplements or restrictive protocols. You know how to listen to your body and give it what it needs. What if I told you there was a completely different approach to healing exhaustion? One that doesn't involve chasing symptoms, taking handfuls of supplements, or forcing your body to do things it's not ready for. Because there is. It's called terrain-based healing. And it's the approach I use with all my clients. Instead of treating fatigue as a problem to fix, we treat it as information from your body about what it needs to heal. Instead of suppressing symptoms, we listen to them. Instead of forcing energy production, we remove the obstacles that are preventing it. Instead of healing alone, we heal in community with expert guidance and support. This approach recognizes that your body is incredibly intelligent and it wants to heal. Our job is to create the conditions where healing can naturally occur. The women who understand this approach don't just get their energy back, they transform their entire relationship with their body and their health. And that transformation is possible for you too. I've seen women go from barely functioning to thriving. From needing multiple naps to having sustained energy. From feeling like they're drowning in their own life to feeling capable and confident again. Jessica was one of these women. She came to me feeling like she was failing at everything. As a mom, as a wife, as a professional, she was exhausted, overwhelmed. She was convinced something was seriously wrong with her. But Jessica wasn't broken. She just needed someone to show her how to work with her body instead of against it. Within 4 months of following our terrain-based approach, Jessica stopped feeling like she was drowning. She had energy for her kids, passion for her work, and felt like herself again. The transformation isn't just physical, it's emotional and mental too. When your body has the energy it needs, everything else becomes possible. And this transformation is available to you right now too. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. You just need to understand what actually works. If you're tired of pushing through, tired of guessing, tired of feeling like a shadow of yourself, then I want to invite you to watch my story. It's the real, raw truth of how I went from full-blown fatigue and heart failure to healing my body naturally and getting my life back. I'll show you exactly what I learned about terrain-based healing, why conventional approaches fail, and how you can start supporting your body's natural energy production today. This isn't another quick fix or some magic pill. This is the real science of how your body creates energy and what happens when that process gets disrupted. More importantly, it's the roadmap for how to restore it.